Hi, I'm Paul Carroll. I'm the editor-in-chief at Insurance Thought Leadership. I'm delighted to be joined here today by Kirstin Marr, who's the president of Valen Analytics. So Kirstin, thanks for taking the time.
Of course.
I've been a fan of Valen for a long time, and you guys got turbocharged about a year and a half, a little bit more ago, when you were acquired by Insurity.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about what the journey has been like over the last 18, 20 months?
Yeah, absolutely. So Insurity, acquired us in January of 2017, and just at the right time. It's this market has been primed and getting ready to really adopt data analytics in a way that I haven't seen in the 7 years I've been, at Valen. And so Insurity brings the resources to bear, both in terms of just their financial strength, but also the people and their long-standing track record with technology solutions for the insurance industry. So it's a great partnership in that we add different value than they can provide just with their core system capabilities. So it's a great marriage between the two companies. So I think they looked at the strategic use of data analytics as a way to really add value to their customers and to their business. And so they look at us as a huge growth engine for the company and have been just fantastic in terms of investing in us and supporting our growth.
So data analytics is a big issue that everybody is talking about. What are some of the problems that you think are being solved now, and what is sort of the next set of problems that you think you can tackle through the analytics?
Yeah, it's a great question. In terms of the problems that are being solved now, it's still the foundational problems of insurance. So I would say the insurance industry is still sort of in phase one of data analytics, still kind of low-hanging fruit. It's really underwriting. On the underwriting side, it's risk selection and pricing, and how do we just get more sophisticated in that in terms of our use of data and analytics. In the claims, it's starting with claims severity and claims handling, and those are just foundational elements, to the insurance industry. As it moves forward, I think what you're going to see is how can we use data and analytics across all of the key decisions we make as an insurance organization. There's a wide range to go in terms of all of the different use cases for analytics across the whole insurance enterprise. How do we really become a data-driven, analytically driven company? The one company in insurance that really gets this is Progressive. They are one of the top analytical companies in the world outside of any industry, and they behave differently than most other insurance organizations. And so they're at the most advanced stage, right, of analytics.
So what are some things they're doing that other people aren't doing and should be doing?
So they start with data first. They are a data first, analytically driven culture, top to bottom. Everything they do is driven off data. So every decision they make, all their strategies, the way that they're informed, are all done with the data analytics lens. So they look at themselves more as an analytics company that happens to be in insurance.
Right.
It's a very different mindset and culture.
And as you look around here at InsurTech Connect at the blockchains and the AIs and the drones, and we were talking about ground speed earlier and the unstructured data that they're trying to handle in terms of loss runs, are there particular technologies you are especially interested in that you could see getting pulled into the sort of analytics work that you're doing?
Yeah, so let's take AI as an example. I think the way to think about AI is it's just a natural extension of good analytics and machine learning. I think the important thing for the industry is to make sure they're using it with practical use cases and tangible, measurable business outcomes. I think with some of these technologies, there's still almost solutions looking for a problem instead of starting from the business problem and then finding the right technology solutions to bring to bear for that specific problem. So I think, but that's kind of how it starts. You have cool new technologies, that's okay. And then when it comes time to getting them out of pilot and into scaled production, it's like, all right, let's get to brass tacks and how does this stuff really work with the fundamentals of insurance? And that's an exciting time. It makes insurance one of the hottest tech spaces, to really be in. And so AI is just one good example. I think still looking for a lot of practical applications that can work at scale for the insurance industry. But it is just that natural evolution of analytics that and the journey that we should be on.
I have always found AI to be a funny one because there are things that can be done today that 20 years ago would have looked like magic.
Yeah.
And today now we all talk to our Echo devices or our Google Home or whatever, and we think, nothing. Yeah. So AI is sort of a continually moving goal,
Yeah.
because every time you get there, people say, "Oh, that's easy."
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the next stuff.
That's right.
Do you have any advice that you'd offer people, or any reflections in terms of the journey of Valen? Because a lot of what is going on in the industry is you have incumbents and startups, and they're trying to figure out ways to work together.
Yeah.
And you have essentially formed a partnership. It was an act you were bought, but formed a partnership with Insurity. Do you have any perspective on how other startups or incumbents ought to be thinking about how to manage that intersection?
Absolutely. So we in some regards, are the original InsurTech, right? Been around
You were
for
sure early.
15 years ago. People are all talking about, APIs today. We were API platform, back 15 years ago. Our original mission was to build a SaaS platform for insurance carriers to load data, build models, and deploy them. And then what we realized is we didn't know enough about insurance, and the industry wasn't ready for that. So then we built up our own data science team so we could actually help the insurance industry by building the models for them. It's now come full circle where insurance companies are looking to add their own analytics capabilities and really figure out how they partner with technology platforms like ours and some of the other new InsurTechs. And so some of the things that we've learned, which I think some InsurTechs are learning, is you really need to know the business. You need to know the business of insurance. So one of the things we did is make sure that we started to hire domain experts in-house. So you can't just be a technology provider. You actually have to have insurance experts within your organization and combine your technology experts with your business experts. It's really required in such a heavily regulated industry.
Right.
For the incumbents, I think the really exciting thing about InsurTech movement, some startups will make it, some won't. That's how it goes. But I think that insurance companies, it's finally penetrated the C-suite and the board of directors at insurance organizations, that they need to become better technologists. They need to turn into technology companies. And I think that is going to be one of the long-standing trends that comes out of this whole movement. And so it's how do we evolve there? And then, so if I'm the incumbent, what are the internal capabilities I really need to build that are core to my business? And then which are the ones that are really outside of our purview where it makes sense to partner? Because the ecosystem there is big. And so I think that's the advice I would give.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Mark Andreessen likes to say that software is eating the world. And the way you put it, basically everybody has to be a technology company. And if you think about insurance companies, insurance is as digital and ephemeral a thing as something can possibly be.
That's right.
Contract and money.
Yeah.
So you would think that insurance ought to be able to make a lot of progress.
And all based on statistics.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
So that's great. Thanks very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.